On Friday, May 12th, we are so excited here at Washington Hebrew to officially install Rabbi Susan Shankman as our seventh senior rabbi. Sue, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and chat with me today.
Well, I'm excited to chat with you always, Ori, but really I'm so excited for this moment.
And why? What are you excited about this moment?
I'm excited to share this with all of Washington Hebrew, both those who will be in the room with us, those who will be joining on live stream, but really to celebrate this moment in our history, which is an exciting moment for me personally and professionally, but really is an exciting moment for the congregation, just as we come into this new stage and this vibrant future that lies ahead of us, built on a very strong foundation and leaders who have really brought us to such a wonderful moment. And then to just be able to have a moment of joy and celebration with hopefully as many members of our congregation as possible. We certainly need that after the last few years.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's been a few months since you were officially elected. So what has been going through your mind as you come to this point where now the mantle, officially comes to you? What sort of plans are in place?
It's funny. A number of people have said to me, "So you're not senior rabbi yet, or are you? You're doing the job, but you're not installed. How does that work?" I've been doing the job. This is really, I think, it comes, even though in some ways it's nice that I was not installed immediately, because this gives us an opportunity to reflect on again the strong foundation we've had, but also that we've been adding to as a clergy team, as a staff team, along with our lay leadership and the sacred partnership we share with one another, to really think about where we are in this moment, what lies ahead for the future of Reform Judaism, and thinking about and considering how the face of the Jewish community is changing, and what we do is changing, how we do it is changing, and thinking about how we prepare for that, and also how we move forward. So we've certainly been spending a lot of time looking at how we've done things. In some ways, coming out of COVID and really coming back to in-person, and that process of coming back to in-person has given us that opportunity to look at things through a different lens, and embrace what has worked historically for us, and also to think about this as an opportunity for change. Not for the sake of change, but again, as an opportunity to really embrace the possibilities and be in conversation with congregants, think about what people need in this moment, what they're looking for, and really we've spent a lot of time, and I've certainly spent a lot of time considering what some of those possibilities and priorities might be as we move forward.
Is there anything you can share about some of those possibilities, or are we holding that for the installation?
I am. Well, I guess there may be some things that are for the installation. Although, I think the way in which we've embraced worship at Washington Hebrew Congregation, and again, building on some work that we've been doing for a number of years, we underwent a worship initiative a few years back, but really thinking about bringing everyone's strengths to bear, and looking at what seems to fit with what people are seeking. And really in this moment, so much of it is about community and building community and making sure that everyone feels not just welcomed into the community, but feels seen and heard and really valued, and providing opportunities for us not just to hear each other's voices in prayer, but to connect with each other. So that's a big piece of what we've been doing over the last months. It's certainly not the only thing we've been spending time doing, but that has certainly been something that I feel that we've seen the results in just the way in which people are responding, coming, worshiping with us, both in person and through the wonders of modern technology. And it's just exciting because we know that we're just going to continue to add to that and continue to strengthen that one piece of what we do. And there are so many other pieces of what we do as a congregation. We're looking at adult education and wanting to provide excellent opportunities not just excellent opportunities, but opportunities for learning that is at a level of excellence, and really get into the issues of the day and learn about not just what Judaism teaches on these issues, but grapple with them together as a community as we think about our Jewish future, and both individually and communally.
Now, I mentioned that you are the 7th senior rabbi in our 170-year history. You're the first woman to hold this position. What does that mean, to you? And do you think that's, what do you think that's going to bring differently that we haven't had before?
That's a great question. I think it's. I'm just honored to be in the position regardless of gender, and I'm very aware of the fact that I am the first woman to hold this position. I came to Washington Hebrew as, along with a colleague, Rabbi Joey Hessel, we were the second and third female rabbis. There had only been one for a couple of years before us, Rabbi Debbie Kays, now Rabbi Debbie Kays Bravo. And I think certainly everybody brings their own unique stamp. But it also is a moment, an historic moment for our congregation. And as I've been reminded by many colleagues around the country for the Reform movement, certainly as we have more, not just women in roles, but as we begin to move past the idea of a role being, it needs to be this gender or that gender, but really looking at the right person in the right time. I feel incredibly honored, certainly to follow in the footsteps of my colleagues at Washington Hebrew Congregation, in particular Rabbi Bruce Lustig, with whom I've worked, came to Washington Hebrew in 2001 to work with him, and so many of my other colleagues as well. And also reflecting on the fact that that there is, out of our many rabbinic colleagues out there, there are not that many women holding positions at large congregations, and while that's changing, I'm excited to be part of that change, and also knowing that that I stand here or sit here at this moment in part because of my male colleagues who have supported me and have been part of my journey. And I'm grateful for all the colleagues, male and female. It is an exciting moment. It's not lost on me at all. And I think about a story that many Washington Hebrew congregants have heard over the years of my parents at services in 1973, actually 1972, when they knew then, that's a story I can tell another time, but when they knew then that I someday would become a rabbi. And that was just before Rabbi Sally Presian was ordained. So it's an exciting and a heady moment, and I really feel blessed to be in this role, but certainly to be in this role at Washington Hebrew Congregation.
You mentioned that in 2001 you came here to work with Rabbi Lustig, and you've been here now 20 plus years. Rabbi Lustig, obviously, here for many years, 35 plus years. That continuity is really important, and that's one of the reasons why Washington Hebrew has now created the Rabbi Susan N. Shankman Clergy Endowment Fund. Tell us a little bit about what that is all about and what that will accomplish. So,
again, I'm honored and humbled by that fund, and it's not about me, and it certainly is about the future of Washington Hebrew Congregation and building for the future. That is so much of what we do. We're going to sit, as we're talking right now, we're going to sit next week around Seder tables, and we're going to tell our children, the next generation, in whatever form that takes, we're going to share with one another our story, and we tell that story. We've told our people's story of liberation for thousands of years, and it's not just about keeping the past alive, but it's also a reminder that we owe something to the future, that we want to leave our community, we want to leave Washington Hebrew Congregation stronger for the future. And so that's really about making sure that we have that opportunity to continue to attract the best, the brightest, the most creative, and whatever other qualities we need, and there are so many. But really, in a time when there are so many other choices for what people might do career-wise, we want to be able to retain and attract and retain the best that's out there, and certainly to be able to provide what Washington Hebrew Congregation has provided for over 170 years, 171 just about, to be able to meet the needs of Reformed Jews in Washington, D.C., and to continue to do our work in the community that allows us to be the strong, embracing, joyful community of inclusion, and all the other things that we have listed on our website and elsewhere. It's about the people, and about those personal relationships that our clergy have been able to create within the congregation, both certainly with each other, but even more so with our congregation. And there's so much work to be done that we want to be able to continue to bring people to Washington Hebrew who will be able to serve the needs as they change over time, and we know they'll continue to change. And so this is not just about this moment, but really is about our future and ensuring that future.
Fantastic. Rabbi Susan Shankman, thank you so much for sitting down with me. We can't wait. Friday, May 12th, 5:30 p.m. A little earlier start so that we can get in all of our special guests throughout the evening. Yes. Thanks again so much.
Thank you.